Well, much more than the racist voice to Parliament was rejected by an overwhelming majority of Australians at the referendum. Australians understood the voice was a crucial first step towards a treaty, and they knocked it back. They understood the voice, treaty and truth-telling would divide this country by race, and they knocked them back. They understood that failure to close the gaps would not be fixed by more bureaucracy and more billions of dollars wasted on the Aboriginal industry gravy train. They heard from this industry and the Indigenous elites who live large on the Australian taxpayer, while Aborigines in remote communities continue to suffer poverty, crime and welfare dependency. They were lectured by big business, big banks, academics, activists, the Greens, the Teals, Minister Burney and Prime Minister Albanese. They heard these out-of-touch leaders tell them they were racist and stupid if they didn't do what they were told. They were told Australia's international reputation would suffer, and then went on the BBC to trash Australia's international reputation. They were told by these same out-of-touch leaders the No campaign was all lies, misinformation and disinformation. They watched the Yes campaign castigate the media for daring to report on the No campaign. They rejected all of it. There is no war on Indigenous Australians, as Senator Thorpe pretends. That she sits in this parliament along with other Indigenous people shows this claim for the lie that it is. Senator Thorpe is no victim on her taxpayer-funded salary, and most Indigenous people reject the idea they are victims. Governments do not sign treaties with their own citizens. For the education of senators, I repeat this essential principle of Australian democracy: equal rights for all and special rights for none. That's because, regardless of race, we all share in the story that is Australian. We all should contribute according to our capabilities, our abilities and our aspirations. But I have to ask the question, what special or unique contribution entitles Indigenous Australians to special or unique rights greater than those of anyone else? The answer is none whatsoever. Let me just read out a comment that was sent to me on my Facebook page by Rebecca. And she states, "Can we stop using the term traditional owners? Aborigines did not and do not own Australia. They were original inhabitants, and that is it. Mother Nature provided all what Aboriginals claim as theirs. They did not build Ayers Rock, the Three Sisters, Kakadu, the river systems, the mountains, etc. They used the land and its natural resources and structures that were already there. They did not construct or design a damn thing, and just as they continue to do today, use and take whatever is available to them." And that's from an Australian, and that's how a lot of Australians feel. You know, this is... You're not just all... Actually, you know, what people tend to forget, like Senator Thorpe, is the fact that I was born here too. So are millions of other Australians and the migrants that have actually come here. And all I've asked for is equality for all Australians. If you need it, you get that helping hand. If you don't need it, then fine, you don't. You work hard for what you need. And that's been proven by the 11 senators in this parliament who are actually of Aboriginal descent, and yet you want special treatment. And you don't deserve it, no more than anyone else. So are millions of other Australians who don't identify as Aboriginal.
Senators, take your seats. Senators, take your seats, both of you. Senator Hanson, you have the call. I suggest you make your comments to me as the chair.
As I said, this country belongs to all of us. It does not only belong to the modern descendants of the Stone Age hunter-gatherers discovered by British explorers and settlers. There is only one nation on this continent. There has only ever been one nation on this continent, founded on the 1st of January in 1901. So there cannot be a legitimate treaty, and this means there is also no requirement for so-called truth-telling. This is a code for rewriting history to maximise financial settlements in a treaty. Just forget it. The only fair and equitable way forward is for racial separatism and division to be abandoned and for us to move forward as one people and one nation under one flag. As I said, we are all Australians together and should be treated equally.
Thank you, Senator Hanson.